me? Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the soap, how the faucets run.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I look a hot mess and it's okay because we're gonna get me together, okay? So in this video today, I'm going to be using my very own eyeshadow palette that I created. And I've been working on this for a minute now, so before it launches, it's launching tomorrow. Today's February 27th. It's launching tomorrow at February 28th, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I want you guys to watch this video first before you purchase it, so you can know about everything, the formula, how it looks on my skin tone, or if it's pigmented enough and such. So stay tuned. So this is how the palette looks. This is called the Flossy Palette. So it says Flossy by Nubia, and on the back it has the ingredients listed, and it is cruelty free right there, and you can recycle it. So when you open it, I feel like this palette screams FlossyNubian, you know. I don't like to call myself FlossyNubian because I feel like it's weird, and I think it's weird when people call me that. That's why I always introduce myself as Natalie, but I guess FlossyNubian could be my like alter ego. So this palette just screams FlossyNubian because you guys know I love to play in color, and this is like the epitome of literally me. And I feel like it's also very beginner friendly, much easier to work with because it's not intimidating like using a blue matte shadow versus using a shimmer. You could just use that like as a topper. I feel like it's so much easier that way, but I'm talking too much, so we're just gonna jump right into this video. So I already have my eyebrows done, and this is literally the best I've ever done my brows. I think I'm officially gonna stick to this routine now, but that's the thing with brows, you never know what you're gonna get. Literally. So I think I'm gonna stick to this routine, and I'm gonna record it and show y'all what I did. So first things first, I'm gonna use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and this is a very light paint pot. It's not really concealer because it's way more drying, and it's super mattifying. And I feel like I want to use something very light to make the shadows pop even more, even though the shadows are very pigmented on their own. Like for instance, I could use this concealer and it would still be very bright, but I'm trying to take it next level. So I'm using a really light shade of primer, I guess. Is this considered like a primer or a concealer? I'm not exactly sure. It's like both at the same time, but I wouldn't use paint pot on my face because it's so dry. So I guess I would consider this a primer. I said all that just to say it's a primer. Wow. So I don't want to use a brush, so I'm going to use my finger to apply this onto my eyelid because it dries super fast. And it's okay if it gets underneath, like right here, because we will be putting shadows there too. Okay, so now that it's mainly just blended, I'm going to take a brush and blend that away also. Because I don't want the edges to stay harsh. Why do I always call those edges? I don't want the outer part to stay harsh. I call everything that's like an outer part an edge. I don't want the edges. So the beauty of the Soft Ochre Paint Pot is it's so mattifying that you do not have to set it. You can just go ahead and start working the shadows right into your eye. I think I'm gonna try and see if I can put it like where my dark circles are, because you know how like white cancels out darkness. So when I put on my concealer later on, I'm gonna have like a super bright under eye, and because this is also mattifying, it won't crease. This is me just testing something out. I've never seen anybody do this actually. You guys know that I used to use my primer, my Urban Decay primer potion under my eyes. If you've been here that long, I used to use it under my eyes and in my laugh lines, and because, you know, it was mattifying. So I'm going to do that with this. I'm switching back to my old routine because I just want to see if, like, it makes a difference in my makeup. That's also another beauty of makeup, is that you can keep doing different things. You don't have to stick to the same old routine, because I get tired of looking the same or feeling like my makeup isn't improving. So that's why I'm doing this again. Switching back to that old routine. You guys know Sandra Deluxe. She applies makeup with her fingers. She literally uses foundation, her concealer. She uses her hands. I don't want to do that. Like, I think that's so cool. I've always wanted to try that, but I don't, just because my foundation's dark, because I'm black. Well, she's black too, but I'm dark skinned. Like, I don't want it to get everywhere, because if it's just gonna get everywhere if I'm using my hands. But one day I'm gonna try it. You know, I'm gonna try a Sandra Deluxe routine and see how that works, because her makeup be on fleek, y'all. Like, she's an artist. I totally lied in the beginning when I said I wasn't going to set this, but because I changed my mind about doing my old routine, and in my old routine I used to set it with Sacha Buttercup, so I'm gonna take some Sacha Buttercup and set all the areas. So for instance, under my eye, on my lid, and in my laugh lines. I don't want to do too much, because too much drying, like if my skin feels super dry, it's gonna produce more oil, and it just defeats the entire purpose of me doing this. So I'm gonna be very minimal with the powder. And my nose do get oily throughout the day, so I'm gonna set that also with some powder. If you have dry skin, I wouldn't recommend doing this routine. Maybe you want to switch out and put more, maybe you want to switch out this routine and put more oils on your face to give you a more hydrated, dewy look, versus me, I'm going for something very mattifying. Okay, sis, so we out here. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right into this matte yellow shade right here, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. And the thing with this yellow is it's not like a vibrant yellow. It's like a very muted yellow, good for transition shades. Or if you want it to be bright, you wouldn't use a blending brush like this. You want to use a more dense brush to pack it like on a lid to make it more brighter. So for instance, I'm using a blending brush, and blending it away is gonna make, it's gonna diffuse out that color, and it's not gonna be super bright. And I'm just using it in sweeping motion, sweeping back and forth and back and forth. And I'm using this big old blending brush because I just want to get it all over my crease and lid area, because I'm not going for nothing neat with this. The other shades that I'm going to be using, the brushes are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, because I want it to be so much more precise and neat with the blending. And of course, I want to also say that because I have darker skinned, this yellow isn't going to be as vibrant as it is on a lighter skin tone, or like a Caucasian woman. That's gonna show up very, very like yellow. Yeah. I'm also very satisfied with that. I'm also very satisfied with how this yellow looks on me though, as I'm blending it, because you can still see that it has a lot of potential if you want to use it as a crease, like a crease shade, or as a lid shade. So that's how that looks. Like I said, my shades are very pigmented, y'all. It looks amazing already. So next, I will be going into this orange shade right here. And as for the brush that I'm going to be using, I'm going to use a smaller brush because I want it to be more precise. So use a smaller brush, and I didn't even like sweep, guys. I just literally went like that, and you can see how pigmented it is already. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this all up in my crease. So as you can see, you can still see that yellow peeking through, and that's what I was going for. You just want to make sure that you're using a small brush when necessary and a bigger brush when necessary, you know, because you don't want to keep... If I was to have used the same yellow, the same brush for the yellow to apply that orange, it would have went all over because it's so big, and it would have just covered that entire yellow shade. So first, what I do is I sweep it back and forth just to get the pigment right, and when it is as bright as I would like it to be. So I'm going to tap in one more time and then apply this. I just do sweeping back and forth. When it's like that, I don't leave it like this. I like to go in and use circular motions, and that blends out the outer corners and edges of the orange shade. It diffuses into the yellow, and what you can do is you can grab that same brush, no product on it, just the excess from the yellow, to blend out the edges of that orange even more. And now this is how it looks. I'm going to do the same to this eye right here. You want it to be the darkest at the outer edge of your eye or the outer corner of your eye, and then diffuse it into the inner corner so it's not too harsh in the inner corner of your eye. So that's why I always start with the outer corner. I don't start with the inner corner unless I want the inner corner to be darker than the outer corner. Feel me? So I tap first and then I blend. Now I'm using the circular motions to blend out that orange. And now for the fun part, I'm going to be taking this shimmer blue shade right here while using an even skinnier brush. I'm gonna dip into that shimmer shade, and I'm gonna be using this, like, I'm gonna blend with this shimmer shade. I'm going against the rules. Most people use shimmer shades as like a topper. They don't really use it as a main, they don't use it as a, what's the word, as a matte shade, but that's what I'm gonna be using. Like that. And then using circular motions to even blend it. I'm basically gonna put it on my entire lid portion. And the thing with makeup is you don't have to follow the rules. I don't think makeup should even have rules, to be honest. That's why I really don't, I enjoy do's and don'ts of makeup, you know. But I don't feel like anybody should really be telling you how to do your makeup unless you want, you know, their advice. I don't really like it. I enjoy, okay, let me stop. I enjoy those videos because it's entertaining to watch, but I will never go out of my way and make a video like that just to be like, this is how you should do your makeup. Don't do it this other way. Because who am I to tell you what to do? Feel me? And like, makeup should just be fun. It should just be a way to express yourself. And now I'm going to go back into that shade. I'm not going into the shade. I'm using the orange. The brush I use for the orange shade to blend out this yellow. Just so it's not like as neat as, you know, as neat and as precise as it looks right now. So we're just going to blend that out. And I'm using circular and back and forth motion. Because it's a shimmer shade, it's harder to blend with a blending brush. So now this is how it looks. I'm gonna take this shade, this green shade right here, and I'm gonna use my finger to apply it to the center. Not overpowering that blue shade because I want them to blend in together. Gonna do the same to this eye. And I'm gonna go back into that blue shade with my blending brush to just blend out the inner outer corner. This eye lost a little bit more green, so I'm gonna go back in there. I'm using my fingers to blend in the blue and the green shade together on the the edges part. So it's gonna be like blue and then green and then like blue. I'm going to take the green and place it in the center to make it more pop, more vibrant. And I'm gonna grab this glitter from AliExpress and just apply only like a little bit because I don't want it to overpower the green. It's just gonna make it more shiny. So I'm gonna place these on my lid. This eye keeps watering for some reason, and I haven't even like tried to put anything on it yet. So now that my face is basically done, I'm gonna put some green on the bottom of my eyes. Same green that I use on the middle of my eye. So let's get it popping. And after putting the green under my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use the blue to just put that on top of the green and try to blend them together. And this is how that looks so far. Now I'm going to take a black liner and line my waterline. So I don't have a black waterline. So I'm using an eyeliner. Hey guys, it's Nikita Jack. I can't even do her voice. So this has a little bit of like some shimmer in it. Ah, like it's so pretty. I use too much all the time, right? I'm gonna take a brush to just tap away the excess because I put too much. And as for highlighter, I got a new highlighter. I'm using the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. So after I applied my highlighter, I'm gonna take a brown lip liner. I'm gonna have to get a new one because this is not even working. Oh my god. Okay guys, so my battery ended up dying, so I went ahead and put on a wig for you, or for me, because who really cares if I'm wearing a wig, right? But I went ahead and put on a wig because I felt like I needed something more, so I switched up the lip a little bit. So I'm going to show you what I used. First thing I did was I lined my lip with, my lips with this MAC Just My Type lip pencil, and I went over the center of my lips with Urban Decay's Back Talk, and this is the shade, how it looks. Pretty. And then I also went over it with the Huda Beauty's Lip Strobe. This is in the shade Hypnotic, and this is how it looks. Let me show you guys. It's like a pretty metallic-y pink. Well, it's like clear, but it makes whatever lipstick that you have on metallic-y, lip strobe-y, whatever, whatever you want to call that. And I went ahead and threw on a wig. So this is the final look. I hope you guys like how this look came out. Let me know if you like my palette, if you think this is something that is worth getting, if in your opinion, if you feel like it's beginner friendly, if you like this tutorial, if you like how this look came out. So let me know what you think down below, and I will get going. I'm gonna throw in some slow-mos for the beginning of this video and the ending of this video. So as you can see, once I'm like snatched, I feel good inside. So yeah, now that I look like okay, my mood changed, and all that. I'm feeling myself real hard. So I'm just gonna go ahead and peace out. Bye.
Me, can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the soap, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you.